Hey guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to TacticalBassin. Today we are talking underspins, and we are going to give you everything. We're talking about different styles, different brands, different colors, why we throw which ones, what they're for, so that you can adapt and catch more fish. There are all different shapes and sizes out there on the market of underspins. And there are all sorts of different things that you can do. You know, like this guy, which will collapse. This is a stand-up. This is just your standard underspin with a screw lock. Little tiny, weedless, you know, everything under the sun is out there. I personally only use a handful. I've really streamlined my fishing, and I think that you should too. Now, I'm not telling you need to throw the brands I'm throwing. I'm just saying you need to streamline your fishing. I'm gonna show you what we fish with and why we fish with it, and then you can adapt accordingly for your fishing. You know, there are only a handful that you need. If you fill a couple niches, if you get a finesse, and then you get a heavier version, with or without a screw lock, and then you get a couple options in a weedless, you're pretty much good to go. It's that simple. So I'll run you through some of my favorites, and then the baits that we fish on them. I keep baits really, really simple. They're basically three baits that we fish with. We use different sizes, right? But one's gonna be that Kitech Fat Swing Impact. Everybody throws it. It's like a Senko, they eat it. Skinny dipper or the little dipper. And then the little shiner as well, that Kitech shiner. Different action, more finessey, works extremely well. Let's start on the finesse end, and we'll go up from there. Where did I put him? There he is. So this is a little Cool Baits head. Works really well for those true little finesse rigs. We throw these all winter, and any time that you need to really finesse. And I mean, we've thrown these in what, 10 videos that you guys have seen. This is not brand new, but this is one of the setups that we throw a lot. Little tiny finesse head. Throw it on your lightest bait casters, throw it on a spinning rod, throw it on 4, 6, 8 pound line, and it just works killer. And it's a great option when they're not keying in on just the bare head, like the, I don't know if I have any laying around here. Yeah, here's one. You know, just like a little guppy head, either the Revenge Darter head or the Dirty Jigs guppy head. We throw both of those. If they're not keying in on that bare head on a certain day, typically the reason why is because there's too much bait in the water. So like this little guy will just crush fish. But if there's tons and tons of little minnows, you're just another minnow. But if you go to an underspin and add that blade, now you're a minnow that stands out from the crowd. That's the difference. If they won't eat this, if you're throwing it and it's just not happening, well then you go the other way. You go to that bare swim bait, you start putting fish in the boat. So, little tiny finesse with an exposed hook. You also have the option of little tiny finesse without an exposed hook. Now this is a 3/0. It's an owner flashy swimmer, but this also comes in a 1/0, and that 1/0 literally fits a 2.8 or a 3.3 Kitech, or fits really well on that 4-inch shiner. So this guy, I think for this one, we'll put it on there for the sake of argument, but really I would use the 1/0 for the little guy, not the 3/0. But you just take it, screw it into the nose, twist it on. Got some waves coming through here. And then poke it all the way through and skin hook. And now you're truly weedless. But really with a 3/0, I'd go to a little bit bigger body. So again, the option is true finesse with an exposed hook or weedless. And you can do that all the way up the range. So this guy, the 3/0, I really like it on the 3.8 Kitech. I'll show you that. So screwed into the nose, we're gonna stab all the way through the body till it lays flush on top, and then we just barely skin hook it. And there's a 3.8 that's truly weedless, still with an underspin blade. So if you're in cover, or you're in grass, or you're fishing hard on bottom, you can stay weedless, and it works incredibly well. But say you're not in cover, well, let's switch over. And there's the exposed hook version. This is the Blade Runner. And you can get those with or without a screw lock on them. So you can do it with a standard keeper or a screw lock. The standard keeper is really, really nice for like generic style baits. See how the Keitech has a rounded front? When I cram that up on there, they don't actually fit perfectly. So oftentimes I'll just take this little barb and just cut it off completely, because this lead holds really, really well. Or you buy the other version, the screw lock version. And if you've seen underspins with screw locks and wondered how on earth you get a bait on there, let me show you really quick. It's actually easier than you would think. We're gonna go right through the nose, just like any other bait. Slide that bait on up. And it just takes practice to judge the right distance to pop out. Okay, I'm starting to pop out. Bring that around. Now I'm bunched up over here. All we're gonna do is take the entire bait and we're gonna start twisting it on. Start twisting, and then the tail, we come through and follow it around. There's a full rotation. Bring that tail through. And there we are. It's that simple. You just twist it around and it follows its way right on. I actually missed my distance a little bit on that one. There we go. Perfect. So that's a 3/8 ounce head paired with a 3.8 Keitech. And then if you want to go bigger, you just adapt accordingly. You know, a 4.8 Keitech, exposed head. Same deal here, with or without the barb. This one I'm just going to put on there. A lot of times that barb's just exposed, but it doesn't matter. Fish eat it great. And there are plenty of other brands out there, but these are the ones that I personally throw. Same ones Tim throws. Get that barb to stick in there just a little bit. So that's actually a 3/4 ounce head with a 4.8 Keitech. But you could throw that 4.8 on a 3/8 ounce head, 1/2 ounce head, 1 ounce head, whatever. Fishes extremely well. As you get larger with the hook size, you also get larger with blade size with every brand. It's very, very consistent. You want to keep that in mind, because the larger the blade gets, the bigger the bait needs to be to offset the blade. Because the blade itself has resistance, drag in the water, and that drag is going to be offsetting the drag of the tail kick. So if I put too small of a swim bait on here, if I put a little guy on here, there's not enough kick, the blade takes over and it'll want to roll that rig upside down and have the blade spinning. So you really want to adapt accordingly. If the blade's bigger, you need a bigger bait. If the blade's smaller, you can do a smaller bait, and then everywhere in between. Now color is very dependent on your personal preference. If I could only have one, it would be straight silver. And I pair that straight silver up with all sorts of natural colors. But if you've got cloudy water, now this is a horrible pairing, color-wise, but I'm just gonna put it on here so you can see how the bait looks. There's a little Reaction Innovations Little Dipper. Little guy on there. That little bugger, see the gold color shines in not that true muddy water. See, if I'm going true muddy water, I'm either going to be throwing, well, that one's big, but a chartreuse, right? A chartreuse or chartreuse blue or plain white. Like that guy there. Because those colors stand out really well in that muddy, muddy water. And plain white's fantastic. Plain white, the silver blade, works really well. But when you start getting that in-between dingy colored water, it's not mud, it's not clear. I mean, that's when the gold really starts to shine. That gold works really, really well. And then when that water clears up, then I'm going natural. Then I'm going to the grays and the silvers. And typically we fish fairly clear water. You know, 3 feet of visibility up to unlimited, 10, 20, 30 feet of visibility. Anywhere in there, I'm typically focused around a silver head, silver or white. And then at those larger sizes, you can also go weedless. So this is a 5/0 flashy swimmer. And then it's amazing, the industry is always adapting. So as baits are getting bigger, so are the solutions. You saw me pull out that big underspin, that like ounce or ounce and a quarter. That's a 12/0 flashy swimmer. But they make it in a 12/0, a 10/0, 8, 5, 3, 1, 1/0, not 1, but 1/0, 3/0, 5/0, 8/0, 10/0, 12/0. You could take the 7.8 Kitech and put it on here. A lot of the garage baits that are out there, and put them on here. Or the big saltwater swim baits on here. And you've got that weedless underspin. Or you could put them on those big, heavy, exposed hooks as well. Keep it simple. There's so many brands out there. Down in the video description, we're gonna link you some of our favorites. The same stuff that I just showed you here. But keep it simple. Carry a weedless and an exposed hook in those key sizes so that you can adapt. If the bite is tough or the water's cold, you throw those little bitty guys. Then as it warms up, you're just matching the hatch. If the bait fish in your lake are this big, you throw that 3.3 or a 3.8. If the bait fish in your lake are big, you go bigger. You just adjust accordingly. And then you want an exposed hook and a weedless hook. Exposed hooks are great in open water. They're fantastic when bass are schooling on bait. The key to that underspin is flash. You gotta drill that home. The key to the underspin is flash. If there is a lot of bait fish in the water, that is the time for an underspin. It's just like a spinner bait, only it's more natural. You've ditched the skirt, you've ditched the giant blades, you've streamlined everything. It's easy for them to eat, and big ones, they fall for it, man. They fall for it in winter, they fall for it in summer, they fall for it everywhere in between. The big ones love eating those underspins. They just wolf them. And then the weedless is amazing. You can throw it in the cover. Say you got a lay down log. Bass are busting, you got to lay down. You know that the best fish in the lot is going to be sitting right there in the cover. You take that weedless, pitch it up there. Because if you throw an exposed hook in there and you start trying to creep through cover, you're going to hang up, you're going to blow your spot. You adapt and get that weedless out, put it up there, creep through, and you can pluck those fish right out of that heavy cover. Whether it's wood, docks, rock, tules, and grass, doesn't matter. You can take that bait, little adaptations, and use it for everything. But if the fish are around bait fish, if they're keyed on minnows and they're schooling, the underspin outfishes just about everything, almost every time. Hope that helps you guys. Down in the video description, we'll link you gear. I didn't even get into rods and reels and all that stuff, but I'll link you the exact gear that we like to throw it on down there along with all the baits. And then you can just adapt accordingly for your fishing style, whatever that may be, so that you can start sticking more fish. Take the concept, apply it to your lake, you're gonna start getting them. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate your support. Down in the comments, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. If you have other videos you'd like, feel free to suggest them. We'll talk to you soon.